How's it? Live show for Thursday, May 23rd. Hope you guys are doing well. YouTube Premium will start rolling in pretty soon here, and we'll get a head start for you for the next day's ball games. Um, Let me go ahead and post here. Create post. Live show for YouTube Premium members has begun. We will begin our early leans for Friday's games. You get about a 15, you get about a 12, you get about a 15-hour head start. And going on right now. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. Hey, holy smokes. How are you guys? Sandeep, Victor, Joey, good to see you boys. Another live show. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Let's go ahead and start our research. We're going to talk about 10 different ball games here today. Once a week, what we do is we have a live show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So you get 200 selections all for just $20 a month. But we also, once a week, we open it up to the public, which is what we're doing right now. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You get like a 12 to 15-hour head start before anybody else, which is awesome. We don't give any premium selections out, but if you listen closely, a lot of goodies here, and it gets you going, and it gives you a head start. So only YouTube Premium members can comment, obviously, but anybody else can peep in. Once a week, you get to be a peeper. But if you join the $20 as well, you can join right now and start talking as well. Sandeep, good to see you. Victor, good to see you. Joey, okay, Joey's going to kick us off here with the Cubs and the Cardinals. So let's start that off. By the way, I really should have stepped out on the Celtics today. I knew they were going to win, and I just didn't make it a 7-star play. It's all good. Our NBA playoffs now sits at plus 4,000, which is insane. WNBA, great as well. We're going to have a baseball step out tomorrow. I'm sure of it. As it relates to the NBA, we are going to have, we're probably going to have let me see if we're going to have, I think we're going to have, we're going to have a step out tomorrow in, we might have a step out in the NBA. I'm not exactly sure. But definitely we'll have a step out in baseball and maybe the WNBA as well. All right, so let's go here. Starting us off here with the Cubs as Joey starts us off. Joey's my Louisiana boy, my Alabama boy. We've been friends for a long time. So Cubs versus Cardinals. So what's interesting about this game? Is that you have, the Cubs roll into this game having lost to Atlanta 0-3. They're 27-24. They lost the series, so they're going to come in this series a little motivated. Cardinals come into the game 3 games under 500, but they swept the Orioles, which is impressive. Okay, Shota versus Miles here. Shota hasn't pitched against the Cardinals, obviously. 7-4-0, 5-7-0, 7-7-2. But he's put together basically a quality start in each one of his last series of games. He hasn't given up a run in 12 innings against the Pirates and the Braves, which is very impressive. What do you expect from a guy with a 0.84 ERA? I think that's pretty good. And then you have Miles Mikolas here who rolls in. Has he pitched against the Cubs? He has not. 5.21, 6.63. By the way, I took a nap today. I did, and I feel like $1 million. I feel so good after that. It was like a 40-minute nap, but I feel like $1 million. I don't know why I told you that, but so Miles comes off beating Boston 5-2-1, 6-6-3. By the way, there's no ads in this video. Okay, I stopped doing the ads on these YouTube Premium videos. No ads. But 4.96, 6.63, 5.72, and so on. So I don't know if Miles can put together 3 straight quality starts, to be honest with you. And given the fact that Cubs come off of given the fact they come off back-to-back losses, they're counting on Shota to come through, and I think it makes sense. So lean on the Cubs for that reason. Okay, moving on. Who's got my game number 2? What's up? I see. How are you and the family? Good, man. Good. The kids are gone to bed. Life's good. That's why I do the live shows. I'm going to try to make the live show around 9 o'clock going forward. They usually go to bed around 8:30, so I think that'll be easier to kind of get this going, and maybe more of you will be on board. Will be awake at that time. Although many of you listen to the show in the morning when you on your ride to work. Thoughts on the Rangers Panthers game 2? Rangers Panthers. Yeah. So the Rangers Panthers. By the way, let me know what you're thinking as well. I'm always curious as to what you're thinking as well. Our hockey selection today was, we were riding the Dallas today, right, as a 4-unit selection. So that's 2-2 right now. So we'll see how that ends out. We're also plus 3,500 in the as it relates to the NHL as well in the playoffs. I was on Florida in the last game. They won 3-0. Almost made it a 7-star, but I didn't make it a 5-star. I did have something on that. So, Florida head to head, Florida rolls in this game having won 3-0. That was on a total of 5.5. They won back-to-back games coming in, New York and Boston. They lost the game one of their last series, and obviously they won game one of this series. The totals of 5.5. Can New York bounce back? New York typically bounces back. They had a great series against Carolina. They come off scoring 0 goals. I think the only thing that sort of makes sense here is the over, right? That's my early lean on this game. And the public is slightly on the over, but Florida's favorite as well. So it's kind of odd that they come into this favorite, and 74% of the public is riding New York. So it's pretty shocking. Maybe the fact that Florida, I'm very surprised they come in as a favorite. Especially, New York's sort of a favorite too, but Florida's still minus money. So I lean on the over, but I also lean on Florida. That's kind of, there's nothing. I don't know which one will be my selection tomorrow. If I had to pick now, I would probably pick. I'd probably pick the over, simply because remember last time that New York lost to Carolina. They gave up 3 goals, or they scored 3 goals. Then Carolina 1 goal, then Carolina 5 goals. So yeah, I would lean on the over right now, but I also lean on Florida in that game as well. All right, moving on here. Again, if you're in the periphery, join YouTube Premium. You can comment as well. Once a week, we open it up to the public, and but we come at you 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday nights. Usually around 10 o'clock, but I think I'm going to move that to 9 o'clock going forward. So we talk about 10 different games here. Hello, IC. Hey, Virginia. Good to see you. Joey, Houston versus Oakland. So the Houston-Oakland game. 22 and 28, 21 and 31 teams here. Houston rolls into this game having lost 1-2 and 7-9. So Houston is off of a loss, only 1 run against the Angels and 7 runs against the Angels. I get it. And then you have Oakland, who rolls into this game coming off a 10-9 win against Colorado. So you have Verlander and Stripling here coming into this game. So Verlander is Stripling. So, Verlander hasn't pitched against Oakland this year. He comes off a 4-4-4 game against Milwaukee. Not good. So it's his worst start of the year. He had gone 7 innings, 2 hits, and no runs against Detroit. Of course, he had a classic letdown after a shutout performance. He went 4-3-0 against Chicago and came back against Cleveland and went 7-6-2 and lost. So he's clearly on a bounce back. So that's good to know. He struggled against the Yankees this year, but he pitched well against, he pitched well against Washington, Chicago, and Cleveland, so he did pretty well. 3.97 ERA, nothing wrong with that. Ross Stripling here rolls in only as a plus 136 dog with a 5.1 ERA. That's kind of odd. Has he pitched against Houston this year? He has not. He comes off 5.94 and 5.42 games. He comes off 3 straight losses. Stripling's not a bad pitcher. He went 6-3-0 against Pitt, 5-6-2 against Baltimore, 5.53 against Cleveland. He's a good pitcher. So I think it makes a lot of sense here to back the under or Oakland. The public is about 63% of the over, but I think what makes sense here, probably the under. Houston versus Oakland, lean on the under, because I think, doesn't Houston come off a loss as well? They do, right? And 1 run against the Angels and losing the series, so it makes sense here. So I lean on the under in this game. So yeah, game number 4. Let us keep rolling. Game number 4 here. Who's got it for me? And tell me what you're leaning on. Boom. You are a stud, Arun. Thank you, man. I have an official man crush on you. I appreciate it. -9 playoffs. Been epic run. You are a savant in basketball. Thanks, man. Yeah, plus 4,000 in the NBA playoffs. That is Pretty incredible. We'll try to get a mailer out tomorrow to let people know about it. I should add it as a 7-star, but it's all good. Join us. Make sure, Daniel, join us for the WNBA package for the season. And obviously all baseball season long. We've won 3 straight in baseball now, 3 or 4 straight. So, yeah. Mavs, Wolves. I think Wolves bounce back tomorrow. Hey, Victor. Good to see you. Victor's been with us forever. Yeah, I like the over in that game. I'm sorry. Just kidding. I like the under in the Mavs game tomorrow. I think that makes sense. I think what happens here, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think Minnesota will bounce back tomorrow. Dallas only shot 6 for 25 from 3-point land. They really shouldn't have had any business winning. Minnesota shot 11 for 18 from free throws. Minnesota is very good coming off of a loss as well. And Dallas can be suspect coming off a win after an offensive performance. I like the fact the last game went over the 207. As this team comes off of a loss, what do? They usually play pretty well at home. I don't think that, I don't see Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, I think to me the only thing that kind of makes sense is the under. I think the way that Minnesota will bounce back is through their defense, and it won't be through their offense. So yeah, I lean on the under tomorrow. Game number 5. And again, if you're on the periphery right now, join us for YouTube Premium. Just click the join button, and then you can hang out with us. And you can start asking questions. And, of course, we do this 5 days a week. So we'd love to have you join us. WNBA, Indiana versus LA. I like Indiana. Do you have a line on that game? I do not. By the way, I'm sitting on Washington plus the 7, too. I should have stepped out in that game. Ugh. God, we're going to roll tomorrow. You guys should jump on all the packages. I don't even know the runs we are, but the runs are really, really good. NHL, we're plus 35.55. NBA, we're on 11-4 playoff run, plus 37.30. MLB, 4 straight winners now. It's not to mention back-to-back winners in the WNBA now. It is really, really a good run. Okay. Yeah. So do you have a line on that game? Again, I'm asking for the Indiana game, the Fever game. Good call on Boston. Thank you. I appreciate it. Be sure to join for the WNBA season, Kenneth. Manny, what's up, IC? What's up, Manny? Good to see you. Good job on the premiere. Thank you. And 4 in a row in MLB. Yes, 4 in a row. Thank you. Yeah, someone shoot me a line. I don't have WNBA lines yet. Okay, you don't either. Okay, so I don't have a WNBA line yet either, but I'll tell you what I'm thinking about this game. So Indiana is 0-5. LA is 1-2. I expect this line to come out very high. Okay. By the way, our goal whenever we do this for the public is to have at least one person join who's on the periphery. So are you going to be that one person today? I have a line, by the way, in the Indiana-LA game. The line is Indiana minus 2.5. Indiana actually comes in as a favorite on a total of 163. LA won 87-80 last year. Indiana rolls in coming off a loss to Seattle, but Indiana's playing better. They covered against Connecticut, New York, Seattle. A lot of attention on this team, which is exciting. Aaliyah Boston went 2 for 7 in that game. Between Caitlin Clark and Mitchell and Smith. Team's really good, meaning that they are getting better, and people don't see them getting better. They started off last game down 40 to 43. And then, of course, they started making a comeback there. LA rolls in coming off that nice win against Washington. And, yeah, they come in as a dog. They only lost to Vegas by 7. They lost Atlanta by 11. Totals at 162. A little surprised. Well, actually, I'm a little surprised. Last 3 have gone over the posted total. My early lean right now is Indiana. I think Indiana is finally going to bust through for their first win. And why not in LA? Doesn't that make sense? It just makes sense. It makes poetic sense there. So lean on Indiana in the WNBA. Will that be my selection tomorrow? I don't know. But, yeah, lean on Indiana. Game number 6. Someone shoot it to me and let me know what your lean is on that game. How's it? Rangers Hurricanes leaning on the under. Hey, Andrew, good to see you. I'm leaning on the over, and I'm leaning on Florida in that game. Okay. Good job on the NBA premium. Yes, yes, Manny, Virginia, Colin, Boston. Thank you. Plus 4,000 running the NBA. I see last live lean were bad. Please stop giving the bad teams a chance in MLB. you know, so I have a theory, right? So I've won 4 in a row in baseball now. You could either see I could research more games and take the sides and give you dog value, or I can research less games and say I like the total here or there. But I like sides more in general. Today I took a total low. The Padres over, but which won. But I like sides in general. So I try sometimes when you lean on the sides, you're actually giving value. So when I went 2-2 on dogs yesterday, that was actually value because it was plus money, like plus 140. So I mean, if you hit 50% dogs, that's pretty good. So that's the whole idea of that. So I like the T Wolves to bounce back, but live under way more thought. Yeah, I like the under tomorrow in that NBA game. Lowell, I took a nap and I feel like $1,000,000. I did. Yeah, I took a nap and I feel great. So yeah. All right, someone shoot me the last 3 games here. Texas Rangers bounce back big time tomorrow. Let's find out about that. Again, join us on YouTube Live. Join us on YouTube Premium. That way you can join in on the conversation. It's a lot of fun. And you get to hang out with me 5 days a week. Once a week we come at you free, though, for everybody to just look on the periphery because these guys okayed it in a poll. That's the reason why we allowed it for you guys to have it once a week. So Texas and Minnesota hooking up here. Texas 3 games under 500. Minnesota 26-23. Texas coming off 4 straight losses here. Texas is going to, obviously they got swept. They come in as a dog, though, which worries me. Minnesota rolls in, winning 10-0 and 3-2. The total sits around 8.5. Public's about split on the total. Arena and Ober here. Arena facing Ober, who he's not faced Minnesota this year. Comes off of a win. Every time he comes off a win, he seems to have a bit of a letdown. That could happen here. But then again, the guy has a 3.29 ERA. So what do you sort of expect from him? And then you have Bailey Ober, who rolls in. Has he pitched against Texas this year? He has not. He went 4-8-5, so he's on a bounce back, 6-1-0 against Toronto. He comes off almost a season low in strikeouts. Comes off of giving up a home run, 5.32, 6.64, 7.32, 6.1. Yeah, I mean, I think what makes sense is the under. I think that this team really needs a good pitching performance. I think Arena comes off of the only thing is Arena comes off a win, so he could have a letdown. That's the only thing. But Ober comes off of a loss, right? So he's going to be motivated as well. Tough game, but I think what happens here is that it probably goes under because Texas comes off getting swept, so Arena will come into focus. So I like, I can take the under here. Texas, Minnesota, lean on the under there. Game number 7 here. Moving on. Let's see here. What's up, my man? Looking at the Yankees-Padres game tomorrow, I like the Yankees with Darvish with a letdown after a big game against Sunday night. Hey, Mike, great to see you. So the Yankees hooking up here. Darvish is favored. Yankees are favored here. Yankees are 35-17, beating Seattle 5-0 and 7-3. And, Yankees are good. So Padres roll in here as a dog, home dog too, beating Cincinnati back-to-back games. Do you really trust them to win 3 straight? Probably not. That 13 runs in the last 2 games seems like a high output. Typically, they have a letdown after that. Carlos Rodon here as he hooks up against Yu Darvish. So Rodon, as he pitched against San Diego, keep in mind that 6.42, 6.61, 6.72. He comes off 3 straight wins. He's given him a home run in 3 last 3 starts. 4 hits. He has not pitched against San Diego this year. He's been phenomenal, right? He's been very, very good, and I get that against Chicago, Minnesota, and Houston. Okay, cool. And Milwaukee got it, and Oakland got it. Okay, 3.27 ERA, got it. Yu Darvish hooks up here. Has he pitched against the Yankees? He has not. He just went 7-2-0 against Atlanta. He went 7-2-0 against the Dodgers. I mean, the guy's phenomenal. 5-3-0 against the Cubs. 5-3-0 against Cincinnati. I mean, he's literally good, but he comes off a season high in strikeouts, so it is a letdown spot for him. Back-to-back 2-hit performances. Yeah, I mean, what more can you say about you? He's got a 2.08 ERA, and yet the Yankees come in as the minus 124 favorite. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, when was the last time you got roughed up against the Dodgers and the Cubs and the St. Louis? But then, of course, he got revenge against the Cubs, got revenge, beat the Dodgers, got revenge against the Braves. Yeah, I mean, for this, I like the Yankees. I agree with you. I think he has a letdown. Yankees versus the Padres. Lean on the Yankees. Yeah, I agree with you. Good call there. New member, Kurt Dietrich. Welcome, Kurt. Welcome to our AA meeting here of degenerates, where we hang out 5 nights a week for $200 or 200 selections offered just $20 a month. Once a week, it's free though. So thank you. Welcome on board. Game number 8 here. Who's got it? Royals Rays. I think the Royals are too hot not to back right now. Okay. Let's go check out the Royals because Andrew wants us to check out the Royals. 32-19. They are good. And they beat Oakland, swept them. They beat Detroit. And Detroit's not bad. Tampa Bay is 25-26. They've lost 4 in a row and they've struggled. So a total's at 7.5. Seth Lugo here. Has he pitched against Tampa Bay? Seth has not pitched against Tampa Bay. 22 strikeouts in his last 2 starts. Phenomenal. 5.62, 8.51. Good stuff. 6.52, 7.21, 7.30. Okay. Yeah, the guy's good. Oakland, LA, Milwaukee. Got it. 1.7 ERA. Got it. Sean Armstrong, despite all of this with a 4 ERA, comes in. But he's a relief pitcher at that, right? Has he pitched against Kansas City? He has not. I think what makes sense here is probably the over. Seth is not a huge favorite for a 1.79 ERA guy. 22 strikeouts is probably going to have a letdown. And then you have Tampa Bay rolling in here as, Tampa Bay rolls in as losing 3 straight in a row. So they're going to be motivated. Yeah, I like the over there. I think that makes sense here. KC versus Tampa Bay. I mean, the better question is why isn't Tampa Bay or why isn't Kansas City as a minus 175 favorite, to be honest with you, against a 4 ERA pitcher against Tampa Bay who's struggling and Kansas City's red hot? I like the over there. Game number 9. Who got it? Great basketball run been rolling since March Madness. Yeah, dude. We went plus 3,000 in March Madness. No, we went plus 2,500 in March Madness. We're plus 4,000 in the NBA playoffs, plus 3,000 in the NHL playoffs. 4 straight winners in baseball. I might do a discount this weekend in all sports. I don't know, like a 10% off or something, just because we're winning and everything. I gotta ask the bosses up top for that. But yeah, I'll try to do something for this weekend for you guys. WNBA Fever versus Sparks. Yeah, Steven, I like the Fever in that game for what it's worth. Arizona run line, boom, love it. Glad you're able to hit that. I try to keep this within. I need 2 more games, fellas. I need 2 more games. Phillies Rocky, does the over make sense? Hey, Sandeep, great to see you. Marlins Diamondbacks, I like the Marlins. So Kenneth and Sandeep, we're gonna hit those last 2 games here, and then we'll call it a day. 1 second here while I get this going here. All right. Yeah, so you want to talk about the Marlins, Diamondbacks, and Phillies and Rockies. Okay. So the Marlins and Diamondbacks, yeah, I mean, the Marlins roll in. Obviously, they're starting to win ball games. Yes, they are 17-34, but they're also 6-2 over the last 8. They took 2 of 3 from Milwaukee. They took 2 of 3 from the Mets, and they took 2 of 3 from the Tigers. So they actually won 3 series in a row, technically. Arizona rolls in after back-to-back wins over the Dodgers, 24-26. You have Braxton Garrett and Zach Gay in here. Garrett, 5.55, 4.76. He technically won both games, but he did struggle. Game went over 7 and 7.5 with a 10 ERA. I do think he pitches better here. Zach Gain here against Miami, he is not. He comes off a loss, 6.72, 10 strikeouts, 6.42. He does come off of a loss, 6.10, 5.33. But again, 10 strikeouts is really good. That's a season high in strikeouts, but he does come off of a loss. I think what makes sense here is I think both pitchers are going to pitch well, and I think the under makes sense here. I think they're both on a technically on a bounce back. So Miami versus Arizona, lean on the under. All right. And now game number 10, as we close off, is the Phillies game, right? In the answer about Phillies-Rockies game? Yeah, does the game go over? Yeah, total sits around 10.5, and the public's way on the over. Phillies rolling with Sanchez. Phillies have won 6 in a row. They swept Washington. They swept Texas. They're 37-14. They're a good baseball team. Colorado rolls in, having lost 9-10 to Oakland. They're 16-33. The question is, can they be an active dog at home? Christopher Sanchez and Ty Blach here. Sanchez here against Colorado went 6-1 and beat them last time. 10 strikeouts. Coming off a 7.82 performance and a 5.73 performance against the Mets. No home runs, back-to-back games. No walks last game. He's in line for a really nice letdown here. So I would not be surprised at all if Colorado hits him here. The question is, Christopher Sanchez, what ERA? 3.31 ERA? Okay. The question is, what will Ty Blach do? Ty Blach has a 5.1 ERA. He has not pitched against Philadelphia this year. 3.76, but he went 5.71 against Texas. 3.41, 4.30. I think the only thing that makes sense here is to take the Rockies. I think you take the Rockies plus the 1.5, plus the 2, plus the 2.5. What can you get with the Rockies? I think you can get I think you can take the Rockies plus the 1.5 and be just fine on a total of 10.5. So Phillies versus Rockies, lean on the Rockies plus the 1.5. And there, my friends, is your 10 games today. Let me read everything else. Detroit is bad, I see. Yes. Welcome to the club, Kurt. Yes, welcome to the club, Kurt. Kurt Richard, welcome, brother. This is the all right, let's see here. What else? NHL is in overtime. Yep, I'm rooting for the Dallas Stars. Thank you, fellas. Thank you for rooting for them. I have Edmonton. Well, now you're with us, so be sure to jump on the NHL as well so you can be on the same sides as us. I don't have NHL Premium yet, but I do have MLB and NBA. Awesome. Welcome to the club, Kurt. Saturday, Boston. Yep, Detroit is bad. Thanks, guys. Sorry, Boston versus Pacers. Remember, I like Boston from the get-go. I should have made it a 7-star, but plus 4,000 in the playoffs. All we do is eat meat on the grid. Under the Mavs-Wolves game tomorrow. Hey, Jeff, great to see you. Yes, that is my lean for tomorrow. That's probably going to be my play. I see, appreciate the hard work. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Please pick a side, I see. See, I'm telling you, man, I'm giving you value. Like the Colorado Rockies game, I can give you a total on that game, but the true value is Rockies plus the 1.5. It truly is. Fade on the Angels and Sandoval tomorrow. Saturday, Celtics bases pronounced it right too. And tell Wade we want to recession discount. I'll try to get a 10% discount on season packages tomorrow. I will. Colorado Sticks, they give up a 2-point lead. Thank you, IC. Okay, all right, sounds good. Thank you. I read everything. Thank you, fellas. And we got our one person, Kurt, is the one that joined us today. Pretty awesome. All right, so note that at the 27:56 mark, okay? Note at the 27:56 mark that I will recap this video now. Number 1, I like the Cubs. Game number two, I like the over in the NHL game between Florida and New York. Game number 3, I also like Florida too. Game number 3, I like the under between Houston and Oakland in baseball. Game number 4, in the NBA, I like Dallas, Minnesota under. Game number 5, in the WNBA, I like Indiana over Los Angeles. Game number 6, in baseball, I like the under between Texas and Minnesota. Game number 7, Yankees, Padres, like the Yankees. Game number 8, Kansas City, Tampa Bay. In baseball, I like the over. Game number 9 in baseball, Miami, Arizona, like the under. Game number 10 in baseball, Phillies, Rockies, I like the Rockies, plus the 2.5. And what did I say? I said at the 27-minute mark, right? Like 20, yeah, I forgot what mark I said. But yeah, at around the 27-minute mark, that's where it is. There it is. That's what I have for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and I will see y'all. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. I will see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, and tomorrow's Friday. I will see you on the regular freebie video, and obviously I'll be back on a live show on Sunday night. I'll see you then. All right. Take care, fellas. Bye-bye. Be sure to like this video. And again, if you're on the periphery, join YouTube Premium. So you get to hang out with us 5 days a week. It's a club. It's fun. Bye, guys. Take care. Like this video.